Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ojola for Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want to talk about avoiding some set of people. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you. Avoid people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you. Let me start by saying this. Pain is all round. It's universal, all right? Every single one of us has experienced heartbreak, betrayal, loss, and disappointment. Pain is part of the human experience. It shapes us. It teaches us, and in many cases, it becomes the catalyst for our growth. But pain doesn't excuse bad behavior. Let me say that again. Pain does not excuse bad behavior. Being hurt doesn't give someone the right to hurt other people, least of all to hurt you. Yet, time and time again, we find ourselves entangled in relationships, whether they are romantic relationship or familial or platonic relationships, even professional relationships, with people who weaponize their pain. They take the wounds that life has given them and they wield those wounds like a sword, cutting through the people who care about them the most. And because we are compassionate, as human beings, we're compassionate, because we are empathetic, because we see their pain and understand what they are going through, we allow it, we excuse it. Sometimes we forgive it. But where does that leave us? Most times it leaves us drained, bruised, and often holding on to something that is more damaging than redemptive. So we're going to talk a little bit about why people use their pain as an excuse to hurt other people, and how you can recognize it, and most importantly, how to protect yourself from those type of people. See, you need to understand the root of painful behavior. And I think the first thing you need to know about painful behavior, especially why some people use their pain as an excuse to hurt other people, is to understand what is called unprocessed trauma. Many people have gone through a lot, gone through traumas that they refuse to process. When people don't take the time to heal, they project their wounds onto other people. Their pain becomes lens coloring how they see the world. Do you understand? If they've been betrayed, they expect betrayal everywhere. If they've been hurt, they hurt other people first as a form of self-defense, as a form of self-protection. And also, you discover that most of these people lack accountability. Some people use their pain as a shield against accountability. They think, because I have suffered, I am entitled to act any way I want. I'm entitled to act this way. They weaponize their hurt to avoid taking responsibility for their action. Most people learn this behavior also. Many times, hurtful behavior is learned. If someone grew up in an environment where pain was expressed through anger, through manipulation or cruelty, they may replicate these patterns without even realizing they are doing that. And some people are scared of being vulnerable. Pain makes people feel exposed, and for some, that is terrifying. Instead of confronting their vulnerability, they lash out. They build walls of aggression, sarcasm, or indifference to keep other people from getting too close to them. Here's the thing. You need to understand why someone acts this way, because understanding why someone acts the way they do doesn't mean you have to tolerate their behavior. Understand their behavior, but that doesn't mean you should tolerate their behavior. Compassion and boundaries can exist at the same space. Compassion and boundaries can coexist. See, you also need to learn and train yourself to recognize the signs. How do you know if someone is using their pain as an excuse to hurt you? Sometimes it is obvious and sometimes it is not. All right, so you need to recognize it. You need to learn how to recognize the signs. And the first sign is emotional manipulation. Most people constantly bring up their past pain to justify their actions. If they are cruel, if they are dismissive, or maybe they are unreliable, They always say it is because of what they have been through. You need to check that. That's a sign. That's emotional manipulation. And also, they deflect responsibility. When you confront them about their behavior, they pivot to their pain. Instead of addressing the issue, they focus on how hard life has been for them. They shift the conversation away from their own accountability, and they consistently express negativity. They see the worst in everything and everyone. That's another sign that you should look out for. Their pain has turned into cynicism, and they use it as a reason to drag other people down. You can also check out for aggression or passive aggression. Their hurt manifests as anger, sarcasm, or cutting remarks. They lash out, often unprovoked, and they expect you to excuse it because of their struggles. And most people express what I call victim mindset. They position themselves as the perpetual victim, not just of circumstances, but of every relationship. They make you feel like you are always in the wrong, even when their actions are the problem. So if any of this behavior sounds familiar, it is time for you to take a step back and evaluate or re-evaluate the relationship. And if you find some of these signs inside of you, it is important that you know that you are using your pain as an excuse to be irresponsible. See, being in a relationship with someone who uses their pain to hurt you is not just frustrating. Most times, it is damaging. You experience emotional exhaustion. You find yourself constantly walking on eggshells around them, trying to avoid triggering them. This takes a toll on your mental health. It takes a toll on your emotional well-being too. And also, it eroded your self-worth. When someone lashes out at you repeatedly, it is easy to internalize their behavior. You start questioning yourself. Am I the problem? Am I not empathetic enough? Am I not an understanding partner? And you experience stunted growth. See, a relationship, whatever status that relationship is, whether it's your family, at work, or your significant other, your lover, whatever status, whatever type that relationship is, a relationship like this will keep you stuck. Instead of focusing on how growth and happiness can happen, you are consumed by the other people's pain. See, and you also need to notice there is always going to be toxic dynamics. Over time, the relationship becomes less about mutual respect and more about managing another person's emotions. This particular imbalance is not sustainable and is outrightly not healthy. See, you need to know that you have power to set boundaries, and that is the good news. You don't have to stay in relationships like this. You have the power to set boundaries and protect your peace. Recognizing your limit is where you will start. Ask yourself, how much am I willing to tolerate? All right, be honest about what you can handle and what crosses the line for you. Also, communicate your boundaries very clearly. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. No, they are about protecting yourself. For example, you might say to them, see, I understand whatever you've been through and I understand you're hurting, but I cannot allow you to speak to me that way. I cannot allow you to disrespect me that way. That is you communicating where that person has crossed the line. See, you need to also detach with love. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step back, create space. You are not abandoning them. No, you are prioritizing your own well-being. And also, surround yourself with people who uplift you and respect you. It will help your mental health and emotional well-being. A strong support system makes it easier to move through difficult relationships. And this is what I want you to go with today. Let go when it is necessary. Not every relationship is meant to last. All right? If someone's pain is consistently harming you, it is okay to let it go. It is okay to let go of that person or to let go of that relationship. Their healing is their responsibility and not your responsibility. Always choose compassion without compromise. All right? Let me be clear. Avoiding people who use their pain as an excuse to hurt you does not mean you stop caring about them, okay? It means you stop sacrificing yourself for them. Compassion is a beautiful thing, but it should never come at the expense of your peace, all right? You can care about someone's pain without allowing it to control your life. So today, Make a commitment to yourself, protect your peace, honor your boundaries, and don't be afraid to walk away from relationships that no longer serve you. Thank you.